This is what Audi Nines is.
Oh yeah!
Audi Nines. Wow. You know, it's like what? You know? If you've never heard of this event, it's a week-long film and photo session of the best skiers and snowboarders around the globe, throwing themselves off the gnarliest and biggest features ever built with snow. Buddy, the craftsmanship. Like, I swear, you only see this stuff coming out of Harvard's architectural design school. I'm just wilding out here for no reason. Look at what man has built with frozen H2O! Prior to landing their Audi partnership in 2018, these guys started way back in 2008 under the name Nine Nights, with nothing but a notebook, a good attitude, and one of the wildest minds free skiing has ever witnessed. Nico Zaskic, dude. He founded Nine Nights. He proceeded to go on a scavenger hunt and put together a team of some of the best groomer operators, snow choppers, and feature shapers this planet will ever know. First setup took 30,000 cubic meters of snow and turned it into some of the most gnarly features skiing ever saw. What looks basic now was an absolute monstrosity back in 2008. The crew built this busty booty booter, man. Absolutely massive kicker. And embraced it on each side with these beautifully shaped quarters. And you gotta put yourself back in the days of 08, man. Freestyle skiing was a very new and niche sport. So for Nico to come out and place this on a mountain, dude, that was innovation at its finest. First Nine Nights event was a raving success, so in 2009, Nico upgraded his notepad to a full 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. Yeah, he took it up a notch. 30,000 notches, man. You see the size of this thing? So big, like this kind of a scale, this pure raw gnar was never seen before in 2009, Rubber Ducky. Nico came out and laced a Switch 720 cap in opposite nose there. Yandolo buddy Henrik Carlo, only 18 years of age, back in 2009, tosses this massive Cork 9 trailing Bleezy. 2009 also showcased the first ever dub seen in this event, Benny Mayer coming out with a massive double cork 9. Again, that was big sauce for those days, man. Huge. 2010, one jump wasn't enough, and daylight was overrated. Nico took the best things this planet has to offer and tossed it into one segment, buddy. Cork 3 blunts, big busty baronis, and the nighttime, dude. It's crazy. Yo, can you imagine that as your in-run? Sitting up on top there, being all confident, like, no, dude, no way in hell, man. Like, scary. '11 was a year for the ladies. Nico gave them the love and recognition they deserve by building another snow palace strictly for them out in Austria. Nine Queens, buddy, also took steps in course progression. Doesn't look like much, but the inclusion of this long flat box, a turbo pipe on top of a quarter, a down bar, a DFD, created a greater emphasis on jib features that we would see progress into some fine pieces of art in the future, man. You'll see what I'm referring to later in the video, man, but it's stuff like this, man. Like, excuse me? Dude, you gotta be wondering the same thing as me. How do you use snow to make something like this? 3 ginormous kickers, 2 incredibly massive quarter pipes. Look at the detail, man. There's arches connecting these kickers. I have no idea how that works, like, physically. Tom Wallace stepping up with the Switch double cork 1080 trailing blind. Gus Kenworthy hitting the double cork 1440, 2 flips, 4 full rotations. And my favorite trick from the whole event, a single bio 1440. Over on the right side there, you can see that massive cannon rail into the quarter pipe. So sick. Just stomped the Cork 720 blunt out of it, man. This is, dude, that's wild. This is 2012. And your classic DFT and shotgun rail over to the left side there. Can't forget the 9 Night staples, dude. Helicopters. This was the time before drones, man. If you wanted to get the sick aerial shots, you needed to charter out a heli, man. In the previous 9 Nights videos, you can hear the athletes talk about what a wild experience and what a difficult challenge it is to hurl themselves beside a helicopter. Heli is a big piece of machinery that has propellers that create some wild air resistance. Athletes talk about how they can feel that and how it screws up their jumps, and dude, that's... Can you imagine?
Oh, baby. Killer.
2013, another wildly wicked course there, brother. Dude, like, yo, those things are so big. When you put a jump like that next up to a groomer, really puts things in perspective. Like the previous year, Livigno, Italy is... Dude, is that right? Livigno? I don't know. This up-and-coming freestyle town in Italy would host 9 Nights once again and continue to host it for the next 3 years. And once again, thanks to another incredible course built by the 9 Nights crew, the event did what it does best. Enabled freestyle skiing to progress there, rubber ducky. Italian young gun Christoph laced a triple cork 1620. David Wise threw a massive dub Misty 10, locking it up with a mute. If you're new to skiing, this trick is particularly impressive because David is hitting a different axis relative to a cork. Call it a Misty because he's tossing that trick over his shoulder while popping his hips behind him, which is opposite to a cork. Dude, it looks dirty, man. It looks so sick. But keep in mind, just like 2012, 9 Queens was going down in Austria during the same time. Lisa Zimmerman threw one down for the honeys and laced the first ever women's double cork 1260. What? Like, gapping from this busty Barodi all the way over the pipe to over here, man, is called the death gap. If you don't gap over the pipe, you're going straight into that snow wall. And at that point, a broken femur sounds like a pretty decent vacation there, honey. Anyways, Jesper Schotter did a double backflip over it. Like... Trap. Roy Kittler hit a ridiculous cork 270 over to the corner.
Okay.
Houston Bratton flat 450 disaster onto a DFD. Flipping onto rails in 2021, man, it's a big deal. So you can imagine back in 2014, what a gnarly hit that was. Now there was a lack of snow in Austria, so the ladies, man, they weren't having any of it. The result, 9 Nights, 9 Queens, buddy. They came together. The bondage of brotherhood and hormones. Yes. We also started to see the first appearances of snowboarders, making this a mutual event for both shredders and skiers, man. Beautiful! In 2015, the 9 Nights crew shifted their focus a little bit. Rather than having this one big central unit full of a variety of different features, they decided to spread the love around the mountain a little bit. Holy moly, ravioli, honey. Buddy, you got all the necessities here. A Bertha booter sight up to the top right, accompanied by some nicely sculpted side hits. Absolutely ginormous cannon rail, a hip the size of the Taj Mahal, posted up with a full-scale mini ramp, and some tomfoolery over here, brother.
What?
And the stunts, dude. Somehow triples became a formality. That was a switch triple rodeo 1260, a straight up triple backflip, some skateboard and snowboard bondage, backside triple cork 1260, and one of the fattest airs humanity has ever laid their eyes on. Oh gee whiz. Even though that was a really big air, unfortunately it didn't break any world records, and that was primarily attributable to having that big air jump as a mandatory part of the in-run. So this kind of set the tone for 2016.
On the other side.
size. I don't know if I have some sort of like exclusive or unique appreciation for these things. I spend my summers digging holes and building sand castles. We got the hole. Dude, I can't even fathom digging enough holes to get enough sand to make a quarter pipe this size. If I had the sand, I want to be able to do something like this. Something I will continue to stress and cannot stress enough is the skiing and snowboarding scene at Nine Nights is just as impressive as the talents wielded by the course construction crew. And you can't forget about the videographers and photographers who are the actual individuals who capture this event for our amusement. David Wise went on to set the height record thanks to this 18-meter tall hit. To celebrate the event's 10-year anniversary, the ladies came up from Austria, joined forces with the men in Italy. Nine Royals was born. If that doesn't make your tear ducts swell, you're sadistic, man. That's not right. Your tear ducts should be fully swole right now. Every cubic meter is functional, aesthetically pleasing, and seeps pure joy. JJT, Jesper's joyous time. You can't tell me he ain't having a joyful time tossing the 180 up, switch back, yo. Second of all, that was insane. Follows himself up with a switched up backy, holding blunt the entire rotation. One you don't see often, a triple cork 1260, that's 3 flips, 3.5 rotations. Fan favorite of mine on the rider's side, a double underflip 9, dude, so lofty. And then we also had something a little extra special happen.
Oh! I'm probably going for the first ever quad 18. No way.
Whether you're on the spin to win or less is more side of the cereal bowl, this was an incredible accomplishment for freestyle skiing. 9 Nights, 9 Royals, 9 Queens, again, just pushing the sport to the next level. And obviously the athletes, that's kind of a crucial part.
Good sneaks. Got it bad.
After a decade of annual events, 9 Nights and 9 Queens went through a total rebrand when Audi joined as the title sponsor. Along with the new partnership, the event also relocated to Sold in Austria. Given the rebranding, 2018's course deviated from the medieval aesthetic we've seen historically. It replicated what we saw in the 2015 9 Nights, where we saw a lot of different feature sets all over the mountain. 2018 Audi Nines featured one of the most beautifully crafted step-up booters this planet has ever seen. Look at her. Wow. A loop that was made out of snow. Like, dude, I stutter because I can't believe it myself. Jesper ended up riding it switch, which also happens to be a world's first, most likely because nobody has ever been able to craft a lippity-lop loop before out of snow. Audi Nines also debuted a SlopeX course. It was an event that blended elements of ski cross and slope style. Straight up 4.5 rotations. That is the first single 16 I have seen. Lofty cork 360 on the big step up. Onside 720 nose over a huge transfer. The sauce continues to dish, man. You could literally make a 20-minute video on each of these events. But we got to get on to the last Audi Nines event ever held.
Guess what? Oh,
that ramp is real life, honey. That ain't produced by Michael Bay. It is 10 meters tall, the height of an Olympic diving platform. And you need that kind of height because the gap in front of you is 30 meters long. In other words, nearly 100 feet or a third of a football field. Yikes. This is how slow you have to set a fronty. Hopefully that puts things into perspective. If it didn't, understand, it's big. It's real big. One of the snowboarders had the balls to toss a dumb 9 off of it. The camera does not do it justice, man. That is so sendy. Jesper Schotter put down the nicest switch blender dub 1440 I have ever seen. Side note, a blender in skiing is when you're going up the jump looking over one shoulder, but then you set the trick to your opposite shoulder. So in the clip there, you can see Jesper's looking over his left shoulder, going up the booter, but then sets the cork to his right side. To do a quad cork 1980, you need to go off a jump, dip your dome 4 times while spinning 5.5 rotations. Nobody in their right mind should be doing something like that. That is so hectic, buddy. On a side note, Andrew is absolutely crushing the freestyle skiing world this year. Once Dubai World Cup, became world champion and topped the podium at X Games Big Air. Super unfortunate that he had a really bad crash that's gonna put him out for close to a year, man. His knee is... it's not having a good time. I saw some love on his YouTube channel. He makes some wicked vlogs if you haven't seen them. That was David Wise pinching blunt while breaking the world record for the biggest air out of a quarter. 11.3 meters. Past the air site, they just dumped a load of different shapes on the mountain. Again, some of the best snow sculpting you'll ever see in your life. The wall ride's curvature is a snack. Somebody rode it and got a 3 out of it too. Over on the other side of the course, they set up an entirely different air site featuring some wicked jib hits. A half-sunken UFO. One of my favorite things to see, a meaty cannon rail. Dude, that thing is huge.
Whoa. Maybe don't trip.
Okay, first off, nuts. Like, my goodness gracious. Let me remind you, they were gonna build this with snow? Dude, I do not understand. Seriously, the groomers, the shapers, the choppers, dude, they are some of the best in the business here. At the time that I'm recording this video, 2021 Audi Nines has not gone down yet. It's set to go down in a couple weeks. But Nico Zaskic shone a light of kindness our way. He's giving us a sneak peek at the course this year. This video is nearly 18 minutes already, and dude, I could spend days just talking about this insane 3D mock-up. So I'm gonna have to cut it off here, but look forward to this weekend's video that's gonna feature a lot of behind-the-scenes footage of constructing this course and an exclusive conversation with the man himself, buddy. Anyways, boys, you know I love you, and you know the good
Good Lord.
Good Lord there, buddy. We'll see you in the next one.